Yeah, welcome to today's running session of the basic computer knowledge. Yeah, today we have a very simple topic, and I know it's going to help each one of us that is going to connect today. That's Microsoft Word document. You should know how to format the text documents. Its layout normally looks like a paper document or a blank white document. I'm going to do some kind of a formatting, a general formatting of the text, and page formatting, many insertions that we require maybe to insert in the Word document, table calculation. Otherwise, even if it's not good in having the formulas for doing calculation, but you can manage table calculation. And very, very important, there is a feature that you can never miss in Microsoft Word, that is merging. Then lastly, I will be tackling the topic of protecting a document, which still other packages, they have still the same feature. Now I should start my knowing how we are supposed now to format a document. And I represent by sharing the page of our Word document, just a blank page of our document. That now we can get now to see the features that are available or that are provided on the Word document that will be able now to help us in formatting. Let me share the page that now we can be able now to know what is this Word document that we are talking about. A Word document is a blank page, white, not having columns and rows. Only what we can be able now to find is there is a ruler that's at the top here, whereby we have a ruler on the horizontal and the vertical side. What we mostly find that we can adjust with the ruler, it's nothing but margins. Now I have ever seen maybe some tabs like this. This for adjusting the indentation, and this for adjusting the margin. So mostly when you're on the page of the back of the Microsoft Word, there's some kind of formatting of the page that you can manage. Now next, when I want maybe to format the text document, most of the features they are at the home. Some others depending on which program, which Word program that you use. For example, if you're using 2007 version, you might find things that are at the home tab, they are not the same as the one that I'm using currently, that is 2019 version. When you go to the next, you find that you're using the 2007, which is the far features of 2007, but mostly used. You find when you go to the insert, you find some other formatting features for the text. But I don't know whether I can guide the ones who do the designing, because most of the formatting, you don't need maybe to insert them, but to use them to format. So require most of the formatting they're supposed to get there. Home section. Next. So if I have a text that is there, I will not have time maybe to type, but I will be copy pasting the content. For example, I've copied some content from the CV here, and then I paste. I'd like maybe to show some normal formatting of the general formatting of text. I just remove every kind of format that was applied here. If you detect maybe this kind of a text that you want to format, Mostly what I've seen here about the career is nothing but at the title of this paragraph. I have a paragraph, I have a title. So number one, if you want to make the formats, just one of the things is that you need to highlight the kind of a text that you want to format. Whether it's a character, it's a sentence, it's a paragraph, it's a page, it's the whole document, you need to know how to write it. That is by clicking at the starting and dragging till the end of the sentence, at the end of the title, at the end of the paragraph. Yeah, if I want to highlight the paragraph, I click and ensure that I highlight that paragraph. Now, the most important thing is where are the features. That is the chemical part of it. Where are the features? So now, features of formatting. Most of them that you find, they are under the home section. I want to bold. First, I will use the shortcuts that are here under the font. You can use bold, italic, or underline. You can use superscript. I want maybe that I explain what are these. For example, you have a text like, just write it here down. For example, I'm writing today's date is 10th. So just 10, 2020. You'll find that this TH, it is superscripted. That's what we are talking about, superscript. Because if it starts in that normal format, it will not look as if TH, it was part of the superscripting. Now, next is that, for the example, if you have typed like H2O, P10 is 0, H2O, you find that this 2 needs to be subscripted. That's what we have here. Then you can differentiate, at least you can differentiate between the superscript and subscript. Others formats, there are text, we have font color. But remember that I said that anything that you want to format, you have to highlight. Even if I do not highlight this TH, I could not be able to have superscripted or subscripted. Now, all the features, they are here. If I want to increase the size and go very fast, maybe to the shortcuts that are here, this is the size. Yeah. This is the font, different formats of the text. Yeah, whether they are the ones that looks. Otherwise, for the person who is running means maybe to understand so many, just by the way they are called. Yeah, why did somebody says that he wants maybe a specific document having a specific form? These are just a format, different formats, and I call them designs of writing text. Yeah. So depending on what kind of a document that you are designing, is it for advertisement? Is it a formal document? Yeah. So you'll be able to choose any type of font that you want. You can be able to change cases using the AA here. I will be able to show you whereby also you can be able to change case, but I'm working directly using the shortcuts that we have here. Also bear with me for some time. Uppercase changes to capital letter. Sentence case, everyone starts with a capital letter. Small cases, that is lowercase. The double case, everyone starts with a small letter. That's maybe they are changing it, but let me repeat once more time. Double case, everyone starts with a small letter, then the others with capital letters. Just like the way they are listed here. But there is a problem. I might not be able to. There is a problem. Some of them they are not changing to the double cases. But it depends. But the way it's written here, that's the way it's supposed now to be. Capitalize every word in that specific paragraph. Yeah. So you will find that everyone in this paragraph is starting with a capital letter. That's change case. Can I go next? Now, all what we are finding under the home or these shortcuts, Most of them, you're going to get them using this button. Let me repeat once more time. Just click this button under here. You'll get the dialog box for getting the formats for text, font, just like the way we had here. Now, what do you need to do if you want to format? There are many fonts that are here, but you don't use the scrolling bar mostly maybe to type that font on your device. You select anyone. Then, for example, if I wanted to write Times New Roman, just type there, then you will be able to find it very fast, then you select. Next, font style. We add bold, italic, underline under the shortcuts, BIU, then still you can be able to find them here. It's the same as sizes, the same as font color. You can see an A that has a red here, it's a shortcut. So still you can be able to find them under the font color. We have underline styles. We add underline there, at least you can be able to see the results. Scroll down arrow. So that now you can be able now to select the different underlining features under here. So others they were under, for example, I can see superscript, subscript, and other small effects. We call them effects. Effects, where I'm getting the word effects is these titles that you're seeing here. So what you do is just tick what you want. If you need a superscript, you tick it. And you continue, just click or accept by clicking OK. If that text that you wanted maybe to change, it is, just don't forget it is highlighted. For example, if I apply all caps, right now that is capitalizing. Everything that is that title will be capitalized. Note that they already applied also bold and so forth. Sure. Now, next, I would like maybe that you understand other formats that are not here. For example, I would like you to be able to know how to give points. For example, I'll write the names of the people that I'm seeing here. Others, maybe that I don't know that they are coming or not. Okay, if I have the points you need maybe to apply what we call bullets or numbering. Get me correctly? You'll go maybe to the formats, the paragraph formatting, and this number I'm going to teach everything that is here. We have the bullets, we have the numbering, we have bullets and numbering options. It's called multiple lists. We can be able now to decrease. Okay, let me because those ones are under the formats texting. Let me use the ones that you can be able now to use for the text formatting. That is numbering, bullets, and numbering. So can I highlight maybe by points? If I want to apply bullets, I will highlight them. Go directly to the tab, whereby we have the bullets. Check the drop down arrow, so that now you can be able now to have a list of bullets that you want. So that now you select the kind of the bullet that you want. Those are called the bullets. If the bullets that you want, they are not here, be there to define the new bullet. I'll repeat again, be there to define. Can you check where what I've highlighted? I've selected define new bullets. Click on symbols. Then you get a numerous number of symbols. And the one that maybe you are looking for, it will be one of the symbols that are here. Just select, click OK, confirm by clicking OK, and then they are going to be applied. The same as bold numbering. Select the kind of numbering that you want. If there are specific numbering that are not under this dialog box, click define new bullet format. Then, with a scroll down there at the top, you'll be able to find the type of numbering. If you want this type of numberings that you're seeing here, you can just select, click OK to confirm, then you'll have that kind of bullets. I've never seen B0001, I've never applied it. But if any kind of numbering that you want, that is ABC, alphabetical numbers, Roman numbers, or any type of numbering that you want, all of them you're supposed now to get them under the the numbering. Now, for still the format of the text, because that's why we call it word formatting. So if you are here with me, and you have a problem with the formatting text, at the end of the text formatting, you have accomplished a lot maybe of this specific topic. So I would recommend maybe to apply some other things that I'm not seeing there under the home section, which some of them they are under the insert, which are, for example, drop cap. I'll start there. I still have the symbols. We still have the equations. Those ones we need them for typing. We still have borders. We still need them for text formatting. Okay, let me start with the drop cap. I may need a drop cap. You might not know what a drop cap is, but let me just apply it. Mostly when we do apply these things, that's when somebody says, oh, I saw it somewhere on the newspaper. Okay, rise to drop, that's what I'm teaching under here. Okay, you can type or you use the scroll button, drop cap, then you apply. Drop caps, they appear for every specific paragraph. Never apply a drop cap on the title. It will not look good. I've never seen a document having a drop cap at the title. But for every paragraph, you'll be able now to apply a drop cap. But this one, you don't need to highlight. Some other text you are highlighting, but you don't need to highlight to apply a drop cap. You just go to the insert, press the drop cap of that specific paragraph. Sure. Next, if you wanted maybe to insert some of the things that we are applying on the insert, they changes depending, for example, date and time. This one is showing the date of today, but if you come tomorrow having applied inserted a date, you might find it is changing to the next day. Next, I'm just selecting them and going on. There are some of the other characters that we don't need to type. Otherwise, they are not even available on the keyboard, standard keyboard that you have on the laptop or the desktop or any type of computer. And that's why we need maybe to understand that in a document, we are provided with things that we call symbols, things that text that you cannot type. So what we do, you do insert them. There's another character that was drawing a symbol after finding that he had no option maybe to type it. But we have so many symbols that are here, whereby you can insert them. Okay, what you need to do, all the symbols they are represented by a font. So just like the way you are selecting font there, you can also select a font, then you find a different type of symbols. You can scroll, find maybe another symbols, different symbols, depending on different fonts given. Okay, so you can never miss anything that is documented that you cannot be able now to type using the symbols. I'll just select maybe a kind of a unique symbols, maybe that you mostly find like you find like R and circle. Let me see whether it's here under the symbols. Ah, good. At least it's somewhere one of mostly used symbols like this one. Just click insert. After insert, just know whereby you were deselected. Like now I deselected here. I'll find my R symbol inserted. I will not repeat that, but at least I want maybe that you try maybe on your side maybe to do the insert. Find that you check whether you can be able now to insert symbols. Another feature that came when the 2007 version was applied is the equation. Using the equation, we can be able to write or type any mathematical calculations. I just use maybe some of the features or some of the maths that are mostly used. For example, if you are typing an exam, secondary maths exam which has the summation, you have integral, all those. Just note that you can't type it using the keyboard. You have maybe to insert those ones using the formula function. So how do you go about it? Just click the equation. You have an equation box under the page. Now, there is another tab that is going to be provided for you there at the top, which is called design. Now, under the design, it's providing us with all the symbols that is required. Next, we have the fraction, script, radical, integral, operators, brackets, function, asset, limit, and log, operator, matrix. Yeah, I don't know whether any kind of maths that you introduce will not be able to write using this one. I'll just start maybe by a very simple equation. For example, I want to use a fraction. So what you need to do, for example, just type what is not in the equation. Ensure that you apply the equal sign. I don't know whether any formula must be having an equal sign. So before you go to anything that you want, if I want maybe to use a fraction, just select it. It will give you different type of fractions maybe that you want maybe to apply. And the one that is mostly used is the box number 1. So many maths they use maybe the kind of this fraction. But if you come across other types, you can use maybe the other options. So type what you want. Yeah, some others, if you can't be able now to type them, just get the characters maybe from the symbols option maybe at the top, just like the way I've clicked, very something. Yeah. Okay. Now you can be able to type anything of a fraction using this fraction and this formula. So I go back maybe to my equation again. I'll just insert another equation. I don't want to interrupt the first one, so that now we may not maybe take our minds away from what we are doing. Let me use the same fraction. Now, this box, I can turn it maybe if I wanted maybe a figure that has a subscript or a superscript. Just select, don't type anything on that box, change the design of that box. If I wanted, for example, something that has a square or subscript. Okay, so this is the type for typing. I can now type X and my square there. But don't type, then you try maybe to apply a square. So first change the way that box, whatever that you want maybe to apply. Just like the way I want maybe to insert a square root. First select the format of the square root that you want before you type anything in that box. For example, if you wanted this one, now this is the time now you should now consider this one. Also, you can also select this one. Instead of typing, I want maybe to apply a square. Good. Now I can be able to do something like y square. Or let me type another figure, which is superscripted. I've managed this. Now the rest part, I'll just use another specific equation, just the last one, but not the least. If you have an equation, you can just ensure that you type it under the chart area so that now we can know maybe that you are going together. X is equal to, I want to use the same fraction again. Then I do kind of, I want maybe to type something on the numerator, and I use one thing I want to use another something that you call summation. Yeah, I use the first one. The rest you can implement by how we are doing this. Let me say, for example, I want to use the brackets. I will first now type. Then inside here, I want to apply something that has a superscript or a subscript. And then Maybe I apply a minus sign. I'm typing using my keyboard, that minus, I'm not getting it from the formula or somewhere, copy paste. Then I want maybe to add a fraction there. Okay, this a fraction and another fraction. I'll type it very fast because it's not a, you only need maybe to understand the format of how I'm doing the work, or I'm doing this mathematical calculation. Otherwise, you are not doing any calculation. Some people, they fear maths. When it becomes, they are told now compute. But I'm not computing anything, I'm just typing. Let me use a sign now. It's just typing. We don't need maybe to, we are not doing any kind of a formula. Then I wanted maybe to apply something like degree. Okay, if I'm applying a degree, because mostly signs you apply a degree, you can use a superscript. Then type whatever that you wanted, maybe 56. Then degree you can apply using a you're typing maybe whatever there, or 0 on the keyboard, or Fahrenheit or something like that. So otherwise, you can manage any kind of a formula. If you come across maybe a confused formula, you can just set it, then I show you maybe how to calculate. I'm out of there now. The next formatting. I'll be able now to do the page formatting. It's already past of the time maybe that I need maybe to discuss. That page formatting, it includes that you'll be able to adjust the page size, margin, orientation, page color, border, watermark, header, the footer. Good. I'll go directly to my page again. I hope you are following me. I want to do kind of page formatting on this page. Otherwise, there are some of the default measurement that has already been applied. So we need maybe to know them before you do the formatting. Okay, number one is that page formatting, some of the features are under the layout. 2007 must be having it on the tab that you call page layout. So the formatting of the page use the margin, orientation, size. Sure. By the way, columns, it's the formatting for the paragraph, not the page. But get me correct. Margins, for example, the default margin that is applied currently, it is the normal format, whereby it's having 2.54 centimeter, and all. Otherwise, by inches, this is 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch. That is the measurement from the edge of the paper to where you have started writing, on the top, bottom, left, and right. If I want maybe to adjust my margin, for example, I want to adjust the margin on the top. For example, at the top, I put, for example, 0.5. I want to be able now to see that that document, it has increased the size from the paper to where you have started. So just wait for me on the both sides, on your side, that you know how to adjust the margin, but the default size is always the normal size. That's the visual size. But sometimes you need maybe to adjust the margin depending on what kind of a document that you want maybe to edit. Next, orientation is just having the two options whereby we have the portrait and the landscape. Portrait is when the paper is standing and landscape is lying horizontally, or in other programs you call it wide. So sometimes you need maybe to document or type text in a landscape format of the page. So right now I've selected maybe the portrait. Now the paper is lying horizontally, and before it was portrait, standing. Just the way you have adjusted it, maybe you wanted maybe to print it like that, it will just be printed the way it is. But note, there are still adjustment of printer settings that you need maybe to be in line with the document setting. Number next is page size. The normal page size of some of the documents, by default, you find them there letter unless if you come and put the default size to A4 size. Now the other documents or types of the document depends on the type of document that you are preparing. So just be there maybe to know how to adjust the page size, whereby you can adjust the horizontal and the height of the document. You can do it manually, but this one it will not be given the name, but it will be customized because it's your own design. For example, if I write 32, and by that's not an A4 size, automatically the name changes to custom size. Now, if it's like that, I click OK. Even I'm being told that some margins are outside the printable area, you can fix it, or maybe you leave it the way. Now, the document that I have, it's not an A4 size. This is a custom size, whereby I've adjusted the horizontal or wide area on this specific page. The next thing that I want maybe to work on the page is some other things that are not mostly used maybe on the official documents. They are called the page border, and the page color and watermark. They are mostly under some of the documents they are there on the layout. Maybe these are 2007 format, it's there on the design format. It's something that changes now and then. Now you can be able to see at the end of the document. That's whereby they have placed the page color and page border. Now I'll start with the page color. If I just apply it once, I know you'll be able to understand this doesn't need much of the running. But sometimes you don't need maybe solid color. You can mix two colors, just your favorite colors. But mine is not yellow. I like it blue, and let me select another color. Then you can mix depending on how you want the document to be. Mix a friendly kind of a letter that you are typing. Yeah, you can adjust maybe the color that you want there, or maybe you want any kind of a texture type of a background. Yeah, you'll have it like that. Or if you wanted maybe to have a pattern, yeah, whereby pattern is there just lines or dots or yeah, but still you can definitely change the color of the foreground and the background color. Then just enjoy yourself with the pattern that you want maybe to apply. Yeah, sure. Maybe you wanted that, but you just not even the text. It's not visible. So for visual documents, don't use those ones. Otherwise, the page that is by default, by not applying any color, which is white for the issues. But for any other type of document, you can enjoy with any kind of a format that you want. But for running, at least I've shown you maybe how to apply a page color. That's a page formatting. Next, page border. It's also here. A page border, you have two types of borders. You can apply a art border or lines. Remember, we sometimes call them line styles. Line styles. Now these ones are, I'm sorry. Under the art, just ensure that at the top where page border is selected, then go down there and select what we call the kind of an art that you want. Even if they are apples or stars, that is the kind of border that is going to be applied if you select it. When you click OK, the border will appear there. Or just use maybe the styles, call them line styles. You can apply line styles for the border. We have so many borders that are here. Then you click OK, it will be applied on the page. Sure. Now, next, watermark. Watermark is kind of a background that mostly appears on the document, and it's which is going out to make a page official, depending on what you want now to apply. Note, You cannot be able now to select watermark directly and remove it, but you have to use the same procedure that you used when inserting to remove the watermark, because that's where most of the people forget. Now, click custom mark. I wanted maybe to show you that we have two types of watermark, that is text watermark and the picture watermark. Text watermark, you can come here and type your own. For example, write, edit, if you wanted maybe that specific document maybe to read your letter. It will just appear there as a faint name on the background. Apply. You can be able to see the word. It's under the background, the name. That's a text format. Or if you want to use I'm using the custom watermark. If you want to use a picture watermark, just select the picture that you have saved somewhere in your computer that you want, and maybe it's a logo, yeah, or I don't know, any kind of a picture that you had. Or you can also, the ones who are using maybe the kind of a document that I have here, you can also use let me just select any kind of a picture. These are my pictures. I don't know which one should I use. Let me just use this one. Okay, it's going on to be applied under there as the watermark. You see it's faint. So when you're typing text, at least you'll be able to be clear enough on the kind of logo that you'd applied as a watermark or a picture and so forth. It will be faint, but also you can make it clear if you want. So now comes to the end of knowing how to format those ones. And I request maybe that we should continue the next topic tomorrow. I'm very grateful for you joining, because the time is not with us. So let me just go back to my view. I've used maybe the view of a document, so that now I can be able to manage formatting. Thank you, Edith. Thank you, Fayora. Thank you. I don't know the name with the Galaxy. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining. Tomorrow we are continuing with the same. I will continue from the point whereby I stopped. So, Eddie, thank you for joining us. The ones with the Galaxy J7, say hi. Not muted, but I know you can be able to hear. Who next? Eddie, say hi. Fayora, say hi.
Hi.
Good. At least I can be able. I hope you have heard me clearly today.
Yeah.
Eddie.
Yeah, I can get you now.
Okay, good. I was clear enough. I hope you have liked the session. I'll find my time maybe tomorrow, but we'll continue from the topic. So just give me, let's have a break, then at least we'll continue next tomorrow. The same time, 5 at the dot. If you come maybe 5:05, you get us on the way. We are not stopping. Otherwise, we are moving from the basic level to the advanced level. So depending on which maybe that you have in the editing, you'll be able now to solve on the way. So if you had a problem, just ensure that you write it somewhere that you can be able to do. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.
Okay.